Hi, this is Pastor Josh here with another devotional for you all on this nice Wednesday, almost about to storm evening. So, for those of you that weren't able to join us on Sunday, I mentioned how we've actually finished our study of James. And this coming Sunday, we are July 12th, we are going to be starting on a new book. We're going to be going through the first little bit of Exodus, about 14 or 15 chapters. And so today, I'm going to be reading Exodus 1, just reading the chapter, the whole thing. I'm not really going to do any commentary on it. I'm just going to read it, and it's going to serve as an introduction to the book of Exodus, because what happens in chapter 1 is mostly just narrative and storytelling. So, without further ado, we're going to get started. These are the names of the sons of Israel who came to Egypt with Jacob, each with his household: Reuben, Simon, Levi, and Judah; Issachar, Zebulun, Benjamin, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. All the descendants of Jacob were 70 persons. Joseph was already in Egypt. Then Joseph died, and all his brothers and all that generation. But the people of Israel were fruitful and increased greatly. They multiplied and grew exceedingly strong, so that the land was filled with them. Now there arose a new king over Egypt, who did not know Joseph. And he said to his people, "Behold, the people of Israel are too many and too mighty for us. Come, let us deal shrewdly with them, lest they multiply. And if war breaks out, they join our enemies and fight against us, and thus escape from the land." Therefore they set taskmasters over them to afflict them with heavy burdens. They built for Pharaoh store cities, Pithom and Ramses. But the more they were oppressed, the more they multiplied, and the more they spread abroad. And the Egyptians were in dread of the people of Israel. So they ruthlessly made the people of Israel work as slaves, and made their lives bitter with hard service, in mortar and brick, and in all kinds of work in the field. Excuse me just a moment. I'm having trouble with... Okay. Then the king of Egypt said to the Hebrew midwives, one of whom was named Shiphrah, and the other Puah, "When you serve as midwife to the Hebrew women and set them on the birth stool, if it is a son, you shall kill him, and if it is a daughter, she shall live." But the midwives feared God, and they did not do as the king of Egypt commanded them, but let the male children live. So the king of Egypt called the midwives and said to them, "Why have you done this, and let the male children live?" The midwives said to Pharaoh, "Because the Hebrew women are not like the Egyptian women, for they are vigorous and give birth before the midwife comes to them." So God dealt well with the midwives, and the people multiplied and grew very strong. Because the midwives feared God, he gave them families. Then Pharaoh commanded all of his people, "Every son that is born to the Hebrews you shall cast into the Nile, but you shall let every daughter live." So the Hebrews have been in slavery for a really long time at this point, and they're multiplying, and Pharaoh continuously tries to stamp them out, to just keep them a small population. But the Hebrew midwives, they're fearing God, and they're lying to Pharaoh. Well, not just the Hebrew midwives, but all midwives. And they're lying, saying, "Oh yeah, they're just really good at giving birth," and thus the people of Israel continue to grow and spread. And Pharaoh then determines he's going to kill all males, because if there are no males, there's no way for them to reproduce if there's only women. And so that is kind of what sets the stage for what we will be looking at in Exodus chapter 2 on Sunday. So I hope to see you all there, and go in peace.